Toyota is the pioneer and reigning champion of hybrid vehicles. And it is attracting a lot of attention and public scrutiny over its apprehensiveness regarding investment in electric vehicles. For its part, Toyota simply does not think battery electric vehicles are the only solution for achieving carbon neutrality. To be sure, Toyota is in the electric vehicle business and has set a goal to produce 3.5 million electric cars by 2030. That would amount to over one-third of its model lineup at that time. But rivals Ford and General Motors have promised to convert their product lines exclusively to electric vehicles by 2035. So what does this mean for the future of electric vehicles? What does it mean for legacy automakers like Ford and General Motors? What does it mean for Tesla? What does it mean for the US economy? And what does it mean for the future of the United States? But before we get into that, please hit the like button. Please leave us a comment below, we would love to hear from you. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos. About 20 years ago, Toyota was loved by environmentalists and eco-conscious consumers when it introduced the Prius hybrid. The Prius is an electrified car that was about the cleanest and most fuel-efficient car ever sold. Then, as gas prices rose, demand for hybrids took off and many automakers began to offer them. But the Toyota Prius is still among the most fuel-efficient, gas-powered cars in the US. Now with legacy automakers transitioning to all-electric product lines, Toyota has fallen out of favor. That is because the Toyota Prius is still powered by gasoline and, as such, emits greenhouse gases. The fact is, a hybrid today is not green technology, Catherine Garcia, director of the Sierra Club's Clean Transportation for All campaign, said in an interview. Environmental organization Greenpeace has criticized Toyota for its feeble decarbonization efforts. This is despite the fact that the Prius comprised only 1% of its overall sales. Greenpeace ranked Toyota as making the least decarbonization progress of any large automaker. General Motors, Ford, Volkswagen, and other legacy automakers have committed to investing billions to develop battery electric cars. Toyota has dragged its feet in committing to investments in electric vehicles. Toyota prefers to invest in a portfolio of electrified vehicles. This includes traditional hybrids like the Prius as well as the new bZ4X electric crossover. This plan has caused environmentalists and governments to question Toyota about its commitment to industry decarbonization. Regardless, Toyota has kept its commitment to be carbon neutral by 2050. Stellantis and the other Japanese automakers are also continuing to develop electrified hybrid vehicles. Toyota executives claim that not all areas of the world will adopt electric vehicles. This is because of the high cost of electric vehicles and the lack of infrastructure. For as much as people want to talk about EVs, the marketplace isn't mature enough and ready enough at the level we would need to have mass movement, said Jack Hollis, Executive Vice President of Sales at Toyota Motor North America. Toyota announced plans to invest $28 billion in a lineup of 30 battery-powered electric cars by 2030. And it is keeping up its investment in hybrid electric vehicles like the Prius. We want to provide each person with a way that they can contribute the most to solving climate change, said Gil Pratt, Toyota Chief Scientist and CEO of the Toyota Research Institute. And we know that answer is not to treat everybody the same way, continued Pratt. Toyota also announced an investment of $5.6 billion for hybrid and all-electric battery production in the United States and Japan. That is a big number, but it is far less than the investment from General Motors and Volkswagen. General Motors has set a goal to exclusively sell zero-emissions cars by 2035. That includes its Cadillac and Buick brands. Other major automakers announced similar plans and targeted for their US sales to be more than 50% electric by 2035. Toyota set a goal of selling 3.5 million electric vehicles per year by 2030. That would amount to one-third of its current sales. The US is slower than Europe and China in EV adoption, but there are other markets where there's no infrastructure at all. To take a varied approach in powertrains makes sense for a global automaker, Wati also noted. Worldwide total vehicle sales for Toyota in 2021 was 10.5 million vehicles. That is more than any other car maker in the world. Volkswagen, by comparison, sold 8.9 million vehicles in 153 countries. General Motors sold 6.3 million vehicles. All electric vehicles are one solution, not the solution, for the company's goal to become carbon neutral, Toyota said in a statement. In the distant future, I'm not investing assuming that battery electrics are 100% of the market. Toyota expects different areas of the world to adopt electric vehicles at varying rates, continued Adler. Available energy, infrastructure and raw materials needed for the batteries to power the vehicles, Adler also said. Toyota has also made high-profile investment in hydrogen fuel cell cars. The Toyota Mirai has been selling in California for almost 5 years. Hydrogen fuel cell vehicles work similarly to battery electric cars but are fueled with hydrogen. They can be refueled almost as fast as traditional gas-powered cars. Fuel cell vehicles face the same electric cars, namely cost and lack of infrastructure. Toyota is also investing in e-fuels, which scientists claim is a climate-neutral fuel that can replace gasoline in non-electric cars. The batteries used to power electric vehicles are extremely costly, and the prices continue to increase. Prices of essential materials such as lithium, cobalt and nickel have skyrocketed in the past year. Raw material costs for electric cars rose by more than 100% during the pandemic. Toyota also claims that there just aren't enough rare earth minerals to go around. Over the next 10 years or so, there's going to be tremendous bottlenecks in lithium supply around the world, Pratt said. But, the position of Toyota has not changed the minds of other legacy automakers from charging into electric vehicles. For years now, legacy automakers have been in an emerging rivalry with electric vehicle leader Tesla. One of Tesla's most significant advantages is its ability to effectively sell directly to consumers. Ford is actually leading in the electric pickup truck races with its F-150 Lightning. Ford is investing billions in its electric vehicle business. Starting in the fall of 2023, the transition begins in earnest with the all-electric Chevrolet Equinox EV. The $30,000 entry price of the Equinox EV compares to $66,000 for the Tesla Model Y. But, what do you think? Please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.